huge 8.8 magnitude earthquake in Russia triggers tsunami warnings across Pacific. A massive earthquake in Russia has sent shockwaves across the Pacific, raising tsunami alarms in multiple regions. Summary of events. An earthquake measuring 8.8 on the Richter scale struck near the city of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. Tsunami waves reaching heights of 3 to 5 meters were recorded along the Kamchatka Peninsula. Although tsunami waves did reach French Polynesia, they were less severe than initially anticipated. Warnings were issued and subsequently downgraded in Japan and Hawaii. The Galapagos Islands have initiated evacuations in response to the tsunami alerts affecting the Pacific region. On July 30th, a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 8.8 occurred off the coast of Russia's far east, specifically near Kamchatka. This seismic event triggered tsunami warnings that extended as far as French Polynesia and Chile. Following the quake, the Klyuchevskoy volcano, known for being one of the most active in the region, erupted. The earthquake, which was shallow and caused damage to buildings and injuries to several individuals in this remote area of Russia, prompted evacuation orders along much of Japan's eastern coastline. This region is still recovering from the devastating 9.0 magnitude earthquake and tsunami that struck in 2011. Parts of Hawaii also received evacuation orders as a precaution. By the evening, authorities in Japan, Hawaii, and Russia had downgraded most tsunami warnings. However, officials in French Polynesia cautioned residents of the Marquesas Islands to seek higher ground, anticipating waves of up to 2.5 meters, approximately 8 feet. Initial reports indicated that tsunami waves began impacting the Marquesas Islands on Wednesday, but local authorities reassured that the waves would be smaller than first feared. The largest island in the Marquesas, Nukuhiva, located about 1,400 kilometers northeast of Tahiti, experienced some wave surges, with expectations of 5 to 10 additional waves in the following hours. According to Russian scientists, this earthquake was the most significant to hit the Kamchatka region since 1952. The U.S. Geological Survey confirmed that the quake occurred at a shallow depth of 19.3 kilometers, 12 miles, and was centered 119 kilometers, 74 miles, east-southeast of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, a city with a population of 165,000. A local resident, Yaroslav, 25, described the experience. It felt like the walls could collapse at any moment. The shaking lasted continuously for at least 3 minutes. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov reported that there were no casualties in Russia, attributing this to the robust construction of buildings and the effective functioning of alert systems. In Severokurylsk, located in the northern Kuril Islands, tsunami waves exceeded 3 meters, with the highest reaching up to 5 meters, as reported by Russia's RIA news agency. A subsequent earthquake measuring 6.07 struck the Kuril Islands, which lie between Kamchatka and northern Japan. Tsunami waves caused partial flooding in the port and a fish processing facility in Severokurylsk, displacing vessels from their moorings. Drone footage verified by regional officials showed that the town's shoreline was submerged, with taller buildings and storage facilities surrounded by water. Later, the Klyuchevskoy volcano began erupting, as reported by Geological Monitoring Services. This volcano, located about 450 kilometers, 280 miles, north of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, is one of the tallest in the world. The Russian Academy of Sciences United Geophysical Service noted, a descent of burning hot lava is observed on the western slope, with a powerful glow and explosions above the volcano. Tsunami waves in Hawaii and Japan. Hawaii recorded tsunami waves reaching up to 1.7 meters, while Japan reported the largest waves at 1.3 meters. Flights from Honolulu Airport resumed operations in the evening, according to the Transportation Department. Waves measuring nearly half a meter were detected as far away as California, with smaller waves reaching British Columbia in Canada. However, tsunami advisories for coastal British Columbia and southern Alaska were listed. In French Polynesia, some islands experienced wave impacts in the early morning hours, while other areas were expected to see wave heights below 30 centimeters, which did not necessitate evacuations or sheltering. While the Marquesas Islands are characterized by their high volcanic peaks, much of French Polynesia consists of low-lying atolls. Warnings across the Pacific. In the Galapagos Islands, located approximately 970 kilometers, 600 miles off the western coast of South America, authorities ordered precautionary evacuations to safe zones. Tsunami alarms were activated in coastal towns along Japan's Pacific coast, leading to evacuation orders for tens of thousands of residents. Workers at the Fukushima nuclear plant, which suffered a catastrophic meltdown following the 2011 tsunami, were evacuated as a safety measure. Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi confirmed that no injuries or damage had been reported, and there were no irregularities at any nuclear facilities. The Pacific Ring of Fire, Kamchatka and Russia's Far East, are situated on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a geologically active area known for its susceptibility to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The recent quake occurred along a megathrust fault, where the denser Pacific plate is sliding beneath the lighter North American plate, according to scientific analysis. The movement of the Pacific plate has made the Kamchatka Peninsula particularly vulnerable, and experts warn that larger aftershocks cannot be ruled out. Video footage from the health ministry in the region captured a team of medical professionals in Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky performing surgery while the earthquake shook their operating room. The medics struggled to stabilize both the patient and their equipment during the tremors, as shown in CCTV footage released by the health ministry. This event raises important questions about preparedness and response in earthquake-prone regions. How can communities better equip themselves for such natural disasters? What lessons can be learned from this incident to improve safety measures in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Visualizing the Russia earthquake and tsunami. Maps, charts, impact. Imagine the sheer power of nature unleashed. An 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck off Russia's eastern coast on a late Wednesday morning, triggering a series of tsunami waves that swept across the Pacific, impacting Russia, Japan, Canada, and parts of the US coast. Nations swiftly issued tsunami warnings and evacuation orders, highlighting the global reach of this natural disaster. CNN has meticulously tracked the event through maps and charts, offering a visual narrative of how it all unfolded. The earthquake, tied for the sixth strongest ever recorded, sent massive tsunami waves rippling across the ocean. By 5:30 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, the highest waves reached up to 5.7 feet, primarily affecting Hawaii, as well as parts of California and Alaska. The sheer magnitude of these waves underscores the immense force behind this seismic event. In Maui, some tourists and locals reportedly spent the night in their vehicles, after evacuating to higher ground. This highlights the immediate and tangible impact on local communities, as people sought safety from the impending danger. Initially, nearly 2 million people in Japan were told to evacuate. But thankfully, all tsunami warnings have since been lifted. This rapid response showcases the effectiveness of early warning systems in mitigating potential disasters. Tsunami warnings were issued in several countries, though by midday Wednesday Pacific time, many had been lifted or downgraded to advisories. This dynamic situation underscores the importance of staying informed and following the quake. Various levels of tsunami alerts were issued for regions as diverse as the Marquesas Islands of French Polynesia, the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador, Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu. Alerts were also issued across the U.S. coastline, Hawaii, and Canada. A small portion of the northern California coast, just south of the Oregon border, was under a tsunami warning, the highest level alert, Wednesday morning local time. It has since been downgraded to an advisory. Experts agree that tsunami warning systems seemed effective for evacuations and worked in a timely manner. Fortunately, no casualties were reported in Russia, highlighting the success of these systems in protecting lives. But here's where it gets controversial. Some argue that the effectiveness of these warning systems might lead to complacency in future events. What do you think? Should we be more vigilant, or are current systems sufficient? Share your thoughts in the comments below. CNN's Mary Gilbert, Ritu Prasad, Gerardo Lemos, Isa Cardona, Christian Edwards, Ivana Kotasova, Yvonne Valdez-Garay, Daria Tarasova, Catherine Nichols, Junko Ogura, Kara Fox, Olivia Kemp, and Lachlan Maikura contributed to this report.